It's your boy Savvy got bands back with another reaction, back with a long vid. So if y'all new to subscribe and like, comment down below, follow my Twitter, IG, all that stuff. Get your popcorn out, hash, I don't know, smoothie, protein shake, I don't know. Get ready and let's go.
Södertälje is an urban area south of the Swedish capital Stockholm with a population of around 100,000 people. It becomes an arena for a conflict between two criminal factions in the city. The involved parties have actively been searching for each other. After several incidents in a short period, the local police received national reinforcement in a special operation. The police's efforts have resulted in arrests in both sides of the gang war. Despite that, the shootings and bombings continue. Those involved in the conflict have been described as particularly motivated. In early 2022, one of the most intense and deadly gang wars that Sweden has ever seen begins. 8 murders and 9 attempted murders in 13 months, while the police claim to have stopped at least 4 murders and several attempted murders. According to sources, the conflict has forced certain areas and neighborhoods in the city of Södertälje to choose sides in the war. According to the report, the neighborhoods of Rana, Hofsjö, Fornheden, and Västergård in Södertälje align with what is called the Rana faction or Rana gang, while the neighborhoods of Blombacka, Saltskog, and Lena Hage are on the opposing side, the Saltskog gang. The latter is believed to have received assistance from other gangs, including the so-called New Ostberga criminal network and individuals connected to the Marsta criminal network. The completely brutal and cold-blooded gang execution in broad daylight, captured on surveillance camera on February 22, 2022, is the murder that makes the majority of Södertälje hold its breath and stay inside for the next year as the events...
Facts, tell him, stay inside! And who from Södertälje? Am I saying it right? Who from this place? Comment down below. And facts, tell them, stay inside.
The majority of Södertälje hold its breath and stay inside for the next year, as the events that follow have never been seen before. At 5:21 p.m.
I feel like the message finally getting across. Slowly but surely. Stay inside.
The events that follow have never been seen before. At 5:21 p.m. on Tuesday evening, an emergency call was received about a shooting on Villestigen in Södertälje on February 22, 2022. A man was found shot inside a car on a parking lot, with multiple gunshot holes in the driver's side window. The 23-year-old victim succumbs to his injuries. The victim turns out to be 23-year-old Giorgio Lawrence Isa from the Södertälje network and the so-called Rana faction or Rana gang. The murder has been caught on film. This murder is considered to be the starting point for an incredibly brutal and ruthless wave of violence that follows Södertälje for a year. According to reports, Giorgio Lawrence Isa had climbed the hierarchy in Södertälje's criminal environments over the past years and was a key figure and leader in the Rana gang. In 2018, Giorgio Lawrence Isa was suspected of attempted murder of 2 boys, aged 16 and 17, in Lena Hage in Södertälje on January 23, 2018. On February 23, 2018, he was remanded in absentia and became internationally wanted. He was detained as a suspect for attempted murder, aggravated weapon offenses, as well as suspected of kidnapping and assault on 2 other occasions. Giorgio Lawrence Isa was also suspected of involvement in the murder of Elia Tamer in 2016. Elia Tamer's uncles, Eddie and Jakob Musa, were shot dead in a double murder in Södertälje at the Ozon Club on July 1, 2010. According to reports, 18-year-old Elia Tamer expressed his intention to seek revenge at some point. The 18-year-old Elia was shot dead inside his car at around 2:30 a.m. on the night of Sunday, April 10, 2016, in the driveway to his parents' and family house in a residential area in Södertälje. Giorgio Lawrence Isa was never prosecuted for the attempted murders on the youths in 2018, and it seems likely that he was cleared of any suspicion at some point. 9 spent cartridges and 3 bullets were found at the scene where Giorgio Lawrence Isa was murdered, with 8 gunshot holes visible in the windshield on the driver's side. Giorgio was hit by a total of 7 shots, with entry wounds from the left side, including 1 through the head. 2 individuals waited in the car for nearly 5 hours before the target appeared.
Damn. They wanted my man's heavy. They was talking. This what I mean. There's no such thing as no lacking, bro. If they really want you, they got you, bro. They was just camping out there 5 hours straight, no breaks, no nothing, just chilling. Chilling for your dumbass to come outside. So I don't know. Is there really a thing as no lacking? I know you can stay inside though. That's what I know. You can stay inside.
When Giorgio approached his car, an unknown assailant jumped out of a parked car and ran towards the target. The assailant, dressed in dark clothing, ran to the driver's side and fired several shots at the driver's seat. Another unknown person drove the getaway car towards the exit at the crime scene and picked up the shooter.
And then they off. That's
During
crazy.
the following night on February 23rd at 2:18 a.m., there was an alarm about a car fire in Tveda, which turned out to be the getaway car. In the vicinity of the car and in the car's trunk, chlorine, bleach bottles were found. Upon examining the scene and the surrounding area, a concealed pistol was discovered. The pistol was replaced with a replica, and the location was put under surveillance. On February 24th, 2 men were arrested at the...
Oh, shit. Nah, this deep. This getting deep. Pause. Let me take it back. Did y'all hear that?
The location was put under surveillance.
Wait. Let me take it.
The pistol was replaced with a replica, and the location was put under surveillance.
That is crazy. So why didn't they take it the first time? If the police saw it, somebody let me know what is going on. So why didn't they take it for evidence the first time? Why did they just leave it there? And who the hell switched it for a replica?
On February 24th, 2 men were arrested at the discovery site after being observed in the ditch where the weapon was hidden.
Oh, they got him.
The police-planted replica was found in the car that the 2 suspects were traveling in. The 2 men were sentenced to prison for gun possession.
They got him.
On April 10th, 2022, the police were alerted to gunfire in Rosenland near Södertälje Cemetery just after midnight. The police found no victims or perpetrators on the scene, but later at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, a deceased young man was found in a garden on a residential plot by the homeowner. The victim had been shot in the head. The victim was a 21-year-old man, Matthias Tamer, who visited his older brother's grave, Elia Tamer, exactly 6 years after his brother was shot on April 10, 2016. Matthias, accompanied by a friend, was visiting his big brother's grave when the assailants showed up and shot him as he tried to escape. According to the investigation report on Giorgio Lauren's murder, Matthias and his friend Gabriel had contact with and met with the gang leader, Herman, and others from the New Osberga network, as well as the other men convicted for the crime related to Giorgio Lauren's murder. Matthias was seen traveling in a car with Herman and others connected to the Osberga and Marsta criminal networks. A hypothesis is that Matthias, along with Gabriel, was involved in planning the murder of Giorgio Lawrence, who was believed to be responsible for his older brother's murder in 2016.
Damn, bro, it's just cold-blooded. Your own blood?
If so, both murders that occurred within a few weeks would be direct acts of revenge. On April 26, 2022, several shots were fired at a car dealership overnight. No one was physically injured in the shooting. On May 1, 2022, there was a shooting with no reported injuries around Edgardsvägen in Södertälje. On May 5, 2022, around 11:30 p.m., a shooting occurred in a residential area in the neighborhood of Blombacka I Södertälje. Upon arrival, the police confirmed that shots were fired at a house facade. No injuries were reported in connection with the incident. On May 16, 2022, at 2:40 a.m., the police received reports of a shooting in Brunseng in Södertälje. According to information, a 20-year-old man from a neighboring county was shot at while sitting in his car and driving. The man escaped unharmed, but his car was damaged by the gunshots. On June 10, 2022, the police received reports of gunfire in the neighborhood of Blombacka in Södertälje early on Friday morning at 4:33. The shooting occurred amidst residences outside an apartment building in Blombacka. On site, near a playground close to a preschool, a 20-year-old man was found dead, shot multiple times. A month earlier, a shooting took place in the same area, but no one was injured. The victim is the aforementioned 20-year-old Gabriel, who was murdered near his residence and is mentioned in police intelligence materials. According to these sources, Gabriel was friends with the deceased Matthias and was involved in drug sales in the Blombaca and Brunsang areas. Both Gabriel and Matthias were suspected of being involved in the murder of Giorgio Lorenzisa. On July 16, 2022, at 0:04 just past midnight on Saturday, the police were alerted to gunfire in the neighborhood of Hofscho in Södertälje. The shooting occurred in a school parking lot, and the victim, an 18-year-old man, was seriously injured but later stabilized, surviving the attempted murder. According to reports, he was shot with 4 bullets, hitting his stomach and 1 lung, shortly after he went out to meet friends when the incident occurred. On September 9th,
But it got backdoored. I'm seeing there's a lot of that in Sweden. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm seeing a lot of backdoor action. I'm seeing a lot of fake homies. I'm seeing a lot of snake stuff in Sweden. Because how you go link up with your bros and get shot up? Or the ops saw you? I don't know. They saw you going. What happened?
1 lung, shortly after he went out to meet friends when the incident occurred. On September 9th, 2022, there were reports of gunfire on Friday afternoon on Samarvagen in the neighborhood of Genita in Södertälje. A man driving his car in a residential area on his way home was shot by an assailant on an electric kick bike. The car was shot in both side windows and the rear window, and the victim was chased by the kick bike riding assailant. The assailant reportedly continued shooting at the car after it drove away, and the car journey finally ended in a driveway in the residential area. The victim, a 50-year-old man, was hit by at least 1 bullet and was taken to the hospital. The victim sustained relatively minor gunshot wounds and survived the attempted murder. The victim, who was shot, was arrested in 2021 for solicitation of murder but was released due to lack of evidence. The police suspected that an infected relationship conflict was behind the murder. The murder occurred on May 24, 2021, in the Genita district of Södertälje at 11:05 on a Monday morning. According to reports, the victim, a 39-year-old man, was outside a gym at Vesa shopping center when the killer first shot him in the leg. As he fell to the ground, the shooter fired again, hitting the victim in the throat. The perpetrator then placed the gun in his waistband and fled the scene.
Yo, buddy up to no good. I can see. You can see it. You can see precisely who up to no good. It's like it's sunny out there. Bro got a full tracksuit black. Bro on that moped, that bike thing. I know bro a felon. I know bro with it. I know. Close your doors. Close the shop. You gotta start stereotyping. You gotta start, I don't know, you gotta start judging. I can see bro up to no good. I can see it. Bro looking through the glass too. Come on, close your doors. Close the shop.
Deceased, 39-year-old man, according to previous police investigations.
Now we on the phone too. Now we talking to the boss. Close the door.
Connections to the criminal Södertälje network. One hypothesis was that he had fallen victim to a power struggle in the underworld, where a rival faction had struck because the enemies were perceived as weakened. 3 people were arrested on reasonable suspicion of solicitation of murder, but they were released upon the prosecutor's decision, considering the evidence against them too weak to convince the court to detain them. A person is said to have confronted the 39-year-old victim outside his residence before the murder, leading to a fight. Several unofficial negotiations were also held to resolve the relationship conflict, involving both the 39-year-old and the now shot 50-year-old man suspected of solicitation of his murder. However, it was unsuccessful. A few weeks later, the 39-year-old was shot to death. On September 23, 2022, at 7:40 p.m. on Friday evening, the police received reports of gunfire on Bartorpsvägen in the neighborhood of Saltskog in Södertälje. An unknown assailant fired a large number of shots at a young man, hitting him with multiple shots, including the chest. The community center and 4 cars were also hit by multiple shots fired at the crime scene. Shortly after the incident, a 22-year-old man with gunshot wounds entered Södertälje Hospital. According to reports, the injured man was well known within the Södertälje criminal network. The 22-year-old was seriously injured but survived. In April 2019, the shot man was one of two who carried out a severe and well-publicized assault at Certatelia Central, which was captured by surveillance cameras. The victim received kicks to the head while lying on the ground.
Damn.
The 22-year-old was sentenced to 2 years in prison for that. On September 28, 2022, on Wednesday evening just after 9 p.m., the police received reports that several shots were fired near a pizzeria in the Rana neighborhood in Certatelia, but when they arrived at the scene, they found no injured person. According to witnesses, a masked person was seen moving in the area shortly before the shooting. 2 people were then observed leaving the scene on a moped. Shortly after, they were informed that an injured 25-year-old man had appeared at the hospital. He was driven to the hospital by a private individual, and his injuries, reportedly a gunshot wound to the leg, were not life-threatening.
Oké, de meeste dropshippers doen het volgende. Ze zoeken naar unieke producten op AliExpress, zoals dit product. Ze importeren het vervolgens naar hun eigen webshop. Dan kan het
3 shots were fired, and 2 individuals disappeared on a moped. On September 30th, 2022, at 7:13 p.m. on Friday evening, the police received reports of an injured person outdoors. A shooting had occurred in the neighborhood of Rana in Certatelia, just outside Rosberga Preschool Center. A 19-year-old man was shot with multiple bullets in the chest, and he succumbed to his injuries. A 19-year-old man was shot with multiple bullets in the chest, and he succumbed to his injuries. The 19-year-old victim, George Shea, is associated with the Saltskog gang but lives in Rana, a deadly combination, as it would turn out. Through the later police seizure of his friends' phones, his final chats before being shot to death are revealed. The 19-year-old is on a walk when he suddenly spots 2 scooters approaching. He then takes out his mobile phone and types into the chat thread to which several members of the Saltskog gang are connected, 2 scooters. He continues typing, 2 people on each scooter. A minute later, gunshots are heard. On the night of...
Damn. Was he trying to warn? What was bro trying to do? Was he trying to warn the other people like, yo, I see 2 people? Or was he trying to say, yo, 2 people on me, help? Because I feel like that's why people in gangs low-key. That's why people low-key be affiliated. The protection. If anything goes down, you know you're like 20 deep, you 30 deep. Nothing happens. Fun story. I got pressed like 2 weeks ago. But he thought I was somebody else. He thought I was gangbanging, right, bro? So bro was like, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even live in this country, right? So I was chilling. Then my girl on the side talking about, no, he don't even know what's going on. Because I'm in the Netherlands. I don't even know. Buddy was claiming some Netherlands gang. I don't even know what's going on. So then my girl like, no, you're not even from here. Chill out. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Then he called somebody. Bro like, nah, we never saw bro before. So bro like, oh, my bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. But if I was affiliated, I would have called like 20 niggas to press bro. So I feel like that's why people be affiliated sometimes. I don't know. Let me know.
Anger grows among the chat members on the Salt. Later, gunshots are heard. On the night of the murder, anger grows among the chat members on the Saltskog gang thread. Discussions revolve around revenge and death. The police knew that the risk of retaliatory actions was imminent, and in a show of strength, they deployed all available resources to Rana. Positioned at various locations in the neighborhood were heavily armed SWAT officers, motorcycle police, patrol cars with flashing lights. In the air, a drone blinked blue in the evening darkness. A total of 7 units were on a small area. It was a demonstration of force with the aim of deterring further violence. The strategy did not work. Now deceased Giorgio Lawrence Issa has a little brother, now 19 years old. He can be seen and heard rapping different freestyles and releasing songs. In this freestyle, he can be heard rapping in Swedish in what translates to the following. Goldish on my neck, and I am not talking about a necklace. This has a double meaning since a known shooter for the Saltskog gang has the nickname Goldish. He is rapping that Goldish is breathing down his neck and is after him.
Guldish på min nacke, jag snackar ingen kedja. Guldish.
Guldish på min nacke, jag snackar ingen kedja.
Bro sending threats? Is bro sending threats in his
October
mind?
1st, 2022, Just after 7:30 on Saturday evening, reports again came in of gunfire in the neighborhood of Rana in Sertitelia. When the police arrived on the crime scene near a bus stop, they found a 41-year-old man shot to death with multiple shots. A lone perpetrator on an electric bicycle, captured on camera, left the scene after the shooting. With people pursuing after him, the perpetrator cycled away and disappeared. The police drone missed him by 14 seconds.
Oh,
the 41-year-old victim of the shooting has no known connections to criminal activities and is completely innocent. It is believed the victim had a similar physical appearance.
Oh my, bro, this be my fear. And it happened too. I'm so happy it didn't go the way it be going usually. But this be my fear, bro. Mistaken identity. Oh my God. So you want to take me out of here just because I look like bro? Come on, that's crazy. That is crazy.
The intended target and was mistaken by the shooter to be.
That is my biggest fear, I swear.
A gang member of the Rana gang that had been seen outside in the neighborhood just
Stay
minutes
inside.
Before. The 41-year-old was murdered while taking a walk from Karlhof to Rana with his friend. The masked young man traveling on an electric bicycle stopped in front of the victim and pulled out a weapon and aimed it at the 41-year-old, firing over 20 shots. The victim's friend, accompanying him on the walk, managed to escape the bullets by fleeing into the woods and survived. The verdict after the murder of the 41-year-old man, Ken, in Sertitelia, who was shot by mistake during the bloody gang conflict in the fall of 2022. Just days after the murder, a young man known as Guldish, an Afghan citizen, was arrested and remanded in custody. He had been previously known to the police and allegedly provided false age information when arriving in Sweden as an unaccompanied refugee from Afghanistan. During his time in Sweden, he had been convicted of several crimes, and in a previous case, he had stated an age 2 years older than his official age. In a memo from 2021, the suspected shooter was described as assessed to be an executor of violent crimes within the criminal constellation in conflict with the Sertitelia criminal network. Previously, Guldish had been months on the run as the teenager was suspected of attempted murder and aggravated unlawful threats after a hand grenade was thrown into a townhouse in Sertitelia. The house belonged to a man identified as part of the inner core of the Rana gang. After the incident, Guldish DNA was found on the grenade's handle. He denied any involvement, and the investigation was eventually closed, citing a lack of evidence to prove the suspect's guilt.
What? How? Y'all got a fingerprint. Fingerprint not enough? What else do y'all need, bro? What else do y'all need to make the community safe? That's crazy. What else do y'all need to make the community? You had the fingerprint. Come on. A normal guy will not have his fingerprints on no hand grenade. Come on, lock that man up. Come on, Sweden. Can you say that? I don't think you can say that. But the fingerprint there, so lock bro up.
The shooter, Tahed Sozan, nicknamed Guldish, is sentenced to 9 years and 6 months in prison. In total, 13 individuals were charged. 4 of them are now sentenced, including the shooter. Also, a 26-year-old man is sentenced to 7 years and 4 months for aggravated weapon offenses. A crucial aspect in the case revolves around whether the shooter, Tahed Sozan, was 17 or 18 years old at the time of the murder. The convicted man himself claims to be 17 years old, which is also the registered age. However, the prosecutor argued that he was older than 18 and could, therefore, be sentenced to life imprisonment.
That's the crazy part. You don't want to be 18 doing crime. You don't want to be that. No. Ugh. Damn. Imagine getting... Oh my God.
Medical examination conducted on the man could not definitively confirm whether he was 18 years old or older. There he was sentenced to only 9 years and 6 months in prison for cold-blooded murder.
He got off.
Beter slapen, beter leven. Beter bed.
It's crazy to say bro got off with only like 6 years. Or was it 9? I don't know. I gotta add, so I don't remember. But bro, he could have been facing life. So I feel like he got off.
On October 6, 2022, the police were alerted at 6:15 on Thursday evening about a shooting in the neighborhood of Saltskog in Södertälje. Masked men on mopeds started shooting with automatic weapons in a courtyard on Minstigen amongst the apartment buildings. Some perpetrators fleeing the crime scene were caught on video by several eyewitnesses immediately after the shooting. 2 young men were hit by the shots, and when the police arrived, a 19-year-old man was found lifeless in the courtyard on a patch of grass, shot at least twice in the upper body. He was confirmed dead on the spot. A 16-year-old boy was also shot multiple times and was taken to the hospital with very serious injuries. He was badly injured, but the boy survived. Several men linked to the Rana gang were arrested for the crime. They were later released. On October 24, 2022, the police received the alarm at 1:13 on Monday night about a gunshot victim in the neighborhood of Hofsjö in Södertälje. It involved an 18-year-old man who was not seriously injured, and the likely crime scene was a basement in a residential building. On October 30th, 2022, the police were alerted on Sunday afternoon to the area following calls about gunfire near a golf course. A police operation led to the arrest of 3 suspected perpetrators. On November 18, 2022, the police likely prevented the delivery of automatic weapons to one of the warring factions in Södertälje when they stopped a car and arrested 4 people. All 4 were later remanded in custody for serious weapons offenses. On November 23, 2022, in the evening around 8 p.m., a suspected shooting was reported in Hageberg in Södertälje.
So you're telling me all this crime is going in just this place, bro? Because at first I thought all the crazy parts was like Malmo, Stockholm. But bro keep talking about Södertälje a lot lately, so I don't know. Comment down below if you're from this place. This place seeming dangerous. This place seeming treacherous. I want to step no foot in this place. I heard Stockholm nice. I heard Stockholm got some nice places. I don't want to step no foot in this place though.
A couple of police patrols could later confirm that a shooting had occurred in a wooded area, with bullet holes found in a nearby road
I heard
sign.
Malmo nice
On November
too.
27th,
I heard Malmo got some nice places, but it got treacherous places. But this place right here is just, I don't know. Maybe y'all can comment down below the nice parts, but I don't know. This place seeming dangerous.
2022, model
My
Tiago
bad.
Danu, 20, was murdered in Portugal while trying to protect a friend. 2 men, Swedish citizen Marcus Turker, 28, and another man 39 years old, approached them on a parking lot in Setúbal, displaying a photo of a person they claimed had stolen their bank card. They threatened a person in the group, saying they would kidnap them unless they helped find the person in the photo. Tiago Danu attempted to intervene and was allegedly stabbed by Marcus during the confrontation. The suspects later
What'd he say?
intervened and was
Okay, broer. Men vi måste göra strådat. He said, okay, bro. Some nigga vasta por sort. Somebody tried to stab me. Some nigga tried to do me dirty.
allegedly stabbed by Marcus during the confrontation. The suspects later returned and released the kidnapped person in the same location. Tiago Danu was taken to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries. A key figure for the Rana gang, Marcus Turker, 28, has been sentenced to 20 years and 7 months in prison for murder and fatal stabbing in Portugal.
20?
Marcus Turker has been identified as a key figure on the Rana side of the gang war in Södertälje. While awaiting his verdict in Portugal, Marcus has also been detained in absentia in Sweden for,
Oh my
among other things,
God.
extremely serious drug offenses.
Bro ain't never
He
getting
is
out.
suspected of unlawfully transporting, storing, processing,
Bro
and
ain't
packaging
never getting out.
967 grams of cocaine and 8,258 grams of cannabis.
Oh my
along with
God.
other perpetrators.
Oh my God. Bro ain't never getting out. I hope you live a good life. I hope you did. I hope you made some great ass memories. I don't know if you ever getting out.
The 28-year-old has previously
And you 28? Damn.
28 grams of cannabis, along with other perpetrators. The 28-year-old has previously been convicted of, among other things, serious weapons offenses. He has been repeatedly checked by the police while in the company of individuals considered to be part of the Rana gang. On December 4, 2022, the police received reports of a shooting at 1939 on Sunday evening in Vastra Blombaca in Srdatelja. Several people were present at the front gate of an apartment complex when multiple shots were fired. A young man was found shot outside an apartment building on Humlesteigen near the Genita neighborhood where several shootings had previously occurred. The 25-year-old victim, identified as George, was considered part of the Saltskog gang. The victim was visiting when the assailants suddenly appeared, shooting and fatally wounding him. 3 individuals, aged 18, 19, and 20, were later arrested on suspicion of involvement in the murder, all connected to the Rana gang. Around the same time, 2 gang criminals from the Rana gang were arrested in Malmö and remanded in custody for serious drug offenses. On February 4, 2023, an 18-year-old man was reportedly shot in the cheek on Saturday evening in the neighborhood Brunsang in Srdatelja. He sought medical attention for minor injuries. 3 individuals with gang connections to the Rana gang were initially detained on suspicion of attempted murder but were released at the prosecutor's decision. The 18-year-old victim refused to cooperate with the investigation. On March 7, 2023, the police and ambulance were alerted at 0:58 on Tuesday night to an address in Visatra in Flemingsburg due to reported gunfire. A man with gunshot injuries were found at the scene. He was immediately declared deceased. Several people, including a child under 10 years old, were inside the apartment. The murdered man, 30-year-old Charbel, was reportedly a cousin of the previously murdered Giorgio Lorenz. Police considered him a key figure in the Rana gang, with a long history of criminal activities. December 9, 2023.
Come on, I don't want to see this crime shooting.
At 6:45 p.m. on Saturday evening, the police received several calls about loud bangs in the neighborhood of Hofsjö in Srdatelja. It turned out to be a shooting. 3 teenagers have been shot outdoors on Granovagen. An eyewitness saw people flee from the scene after the shots. There were 3 of them. They were wearing black clothes, and one had the hood up. They ran as fast as they could before the police arrived. The police's theory is that the shooting is part of a conflict between 2 local groups. All 3 victims are teenage boys, and all were found outdoors, then taken to the hospital. According to some sources, 2 of the shot teenagers were hit in the lower body, while one was hit in the upper body and was seriously injured. The most severely injured boy is the little brother of the Srdatelja rapper, Neneb Yuk, associated with the Rana gang.
Whoa, what?
While one was hit in the upper body and was seriously injured. The most severely injured boy is the little brother of the Srdatelja rapper, Neneb Yuk, associated with the Rana gang. And a police officer that spoke to the local newspaper said that the shooting resembles previous attempted murders against individuals in the Rana gang attributed to Saltskog gang. The information in this YouTube video encompasses events in Srdatelja up until the time the video was made. With many individuals from both sides remanded for various serious crimes, only time will tell whether this extremely violent conflict will de-escalate or intensify.
So who the other rappers in Srdatelja? Bro said Neneb Yuk. I kinda know, bro. Who else? So this getting crazy. If you enjoyed this episode, though, hit the subscribe and like, comment, and follow my Twitter, IG, all that stuff, and I'm out.